All right, guys, what's going on? What's cracking? Back in the garage, working on this thing again. If you saw my last video here, you saw that I spoke about a small vibration. Well, I've been testing the car here recently, and that vibration is not getting worse, I guess, but it's still present. Just to give a rundown, I've kind of done some tests already with the car, taking it out, be driving or whatever, and it's just there in the gas pedal. You start to feel it in the back of the steering wheel. There's no shake in the steering wheel, but you can feel like a vibration through it, and I'm also feeling it through the shifter. Nothing through the back of me or through the seat like you usually do with the rear end or drive shaft. So I wasn't really sure what it is. So right now my thought process is, okay, it could be a multitude of things. Is it the motor mounts, trans mount? Is it something wrong with the motor, something wrong with the trans? Is the clutch going out of it? Is the dampener on the crankshaft shot on it? If it's a fluid dampener, it shouldn't be. Did it come loose? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just checking everything so far. I've checked the motor mounts, retightened them, checked the trans mount, retightened that, went and tightened the rear diff mounts again. I'm gonna check the drive shaft to make sure. There's only 2 weights on the drive shaft. So maybe one of those flew off. It's the only thing I can really think of. I'm gonna take the clutch disc off, undo the bolts or whatever, spin the clutch around, and see if that could possibly see if it seized together somehow or something like that. I don't know. I want to make sure the disc, there's little pads on the clutch also. So I'm gonna quit rambling on here, get the car up in the air, and then start showing you guys if there's anything underneath it that I find. Guys, I'm trying to record, but I'm also trying to get as much done. I've got all the bolts out right now for the I guess the bolts to the flywheel from the clutch for the pressure plate. So actually, I'm gonna crawl into the car and show you. So I've got this all apart right now. This would usually bolted right up to this metal plate here. Where's the light at? See if this will help. So I've got it disconnected there. You can see the floating disc right there. From what I can see so far, we're copacetic. He wants me to check these wave plates. When I mean we, it is Jose Valle. It's asking me to check this. So let me check something here. Let's move this light like so and see if I can. Oh. Nope, those are. He said if they're flat or something like that. I have no idea. I have no freaking clue, to be honest. But they're not flat. I don't know if that's good or bad. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic. I learn on the fly, guys. This is why I love this channel, because it's other home doers too, like myself. The flywheel looks copacetic. The pads have a little bit of life left in them. I'll most likely swap all this out shortly, so it won't really matter. But it looks like we're pretty good here. Let's check the rest of them here. That one's good too. Sorry, the light's not hitting it right for you guys. I'm trying to do this, hold the camera at the same time, and this one's copacetic also. So, looks like the clutch isn't the issue. I'm being told by a couple other people it might be something else, but hey, I wanted to check this. You never know. I'm glad that these have these inspection plates like this. My W58 actually didn't have this, and it has it on both sides, which makes this really, really freaking nice. So that's ruled out right now. So I'm going to talk to Jose and see what his next thought is. I'm going to bolt this all back together and then, you know, try and figure it out. Well, guys, I've got the car back down the ground here now. I went out and test drove it here after, you know, because I really didn't change anything per se. The vibration is still there, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit more rundown of what I've been noticing and seeing. If you can't tell too, I look like hell and I've got a ton of clothes on now. I've gotten really sick here, so I do apologize if I look like shit more than usual, and my voice sounds like shit. Got a cough drop in my mouth right now just because I'm sick, so I apologize. But let me give you a rundown of what I've seen so far. I've retightened all the motor mounts, diff mount, trans mount. I've inspected the clutch. When I go down the road, above 2,000 now, I notice it's, if I actually look at the digital gauge, it tells you an exact, above 2,000 RPMs, I start to feel it. As long as I'm below that, doesn't matter what gear I'm in, does not matter, it goes away. If I pop the car into neutral, I could be going 60, 70, 80 miles an hour. If I pop the car into neutral, the feeling goes away altogether. So that rules out the axles, the diff, the drive shaft, the input shaft for, not the input shaft, the output shaft, I'm sorry, for the transmission, because that's also spinning too. So I'm like, okay, that rules all that out. I'm just not sure what it could be. Is it motor mounts? Is it the trans mount? I don't want to just throw money at this too. I mean, if you guys are super owners, if this is my opinion too, so I hope this doesn't offend anybody. For the most part, what super owners do, if they have an issue, they just throw a bunch of money at it.
I myself have done that too. I'm like, oh, fuck this, I'll just get something new and replace all of it. I for once want to like, all right, let's sit here, let's look at this. How can I fix this? What is really the issue? So I'm trying to figure it out. If it is the motor mount, it's gonna kind of suck. It's not that much fun to do. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest, especially with a tubular manifold. To get down under there to get to anything. Now I can take the intake off and get my arm under there, but there doesn't leave much room. The tubular manifold cuts it really close. This side's not terrible. I can actually get the top nut off, but I'm not sure the best way to even remove them. I'm not sure if you should remove the 4 bolts that bolt to the block, then the one at the bottom of the subframe, or do you just remove the motor mount itself? So the 1 bolt up top and then the 1 bolt on the bottom, take that out, use a hoist to hold the motor up, slide the new one in. I mean, you'd have to lift the motor some, so I feel like unbolting from the block would be best, because all you gotta do is hold the motor steady and then bolt the new one back in. Obviously remove the mount and do all that stuff. So any advice, guys, is appreciated. I'm looking for anything here. If you've had this problem or seen this problem before, again, it has to be somewhere in the transit or the motor somewhere, but you know, at idle free, if I free rev the car, like I'll rev it, go do anti-lag or something, nothing. The issue's not there, you know, just revving it up to like 3,000-4,000 and then free revving, just revving it really quick. There's no shake, there's no shimmy. So it's while driving, from what I can see at least, it's just driving me absolutely bonkers, guys. Let me know down in the comments. I need your help. I physically, literally need your help on this one. While we're trying to diagnose that though, let's see if I can find this one here. So, no, wait, is that the one? No, I think this one, I think. I'm going to be putting this new plug in. So the stock IAT sensor was up here, and I can leave it there, but it just looks ugly, I guess. So I'm gonna remove that, and I found this plug on eBay. This was $2 shipped from China. Hold on, let me say it right. China, as Donald Trump would say. So yeah, and I'm gonna remove that real quick and put this new plug in. So here's the factory IAT sensor. I am gonna have to reuse this crush washer. It's this big, thick one too, to make sure it seals properly, but as you can see, it'll sit pretty much flush in there now instead of the sensor sticking out. I should look better. Plus I can keep this in case I do need it for something. It's not just getting heat soaked all the time, and it might possibly go bad sitting in there. All right guys, I'm driving the Supra here again, trying to test it some more. Got some more like driving it, getting out of gear, getting into gear, getting out of gear. I think it's a transmission mount. I think it's a transmission mount. It would make the most sense, although the gas pedal thing is just, why I would feel vibration in the gas pedal. It's just, that's the weird one. I mean, I don't know, it just, oh my God. I know I'm overanalyzing this, but it just scares me. You don't want shit to go wrong. And I just want to diagnose the issue. And I'm driving in here, and it drives smooth enough. I mean, steering wheel's dead straight, all that stuff's fine, but the rest of it has me kind of like, fuck, what the hell is it? I really need this overanalyzing shit. I wish I wasn't like this at all. Well, I got the window down here, but I just did a 1, 2, 3, and it was fine there. Now I kept traction control off this time, so it was just spinning. There was no banging or popping, causing any, well, pretty much hopping. So that's what makes me think it's a mount now. That makes me feel a little bit better that it's a mount. Now, breaking a mount sucks, but even though the mount's only a 1.5 years old, let me put this window up here, even though it's only a 1.5 years old, I remember doing like some of the times I do burnouts and stuff like that, this shifter would lift up and down. I'm not shitting you guys, would look like a couple fucking inches. It just looked atrocious. So I'm thinking it's that. I think if I get a polyurethane trans mount, which I didn't really want to do, because I heard there's noise with that, and you guys know how I feel about noise, so I think it's a mount. I'm like 99.9% sure it's a mount. I think, maybe, I don't know. All right guys, now we got most of the stuff tidied up on the Supra here, except those mounts. I've got some lights here from LED guys. I've had the ones on the dash start flickering, and I never liked the tail lights. So he was kind enough, well, part of it is, LED guys has lifetime guarantee on their lights, which I didn't realize this. And he sent me a couple here. So I got gauge cluster. I didn't realize he makes one for the key ring, which I've never seen that before. So the key ring won't be green, it'll now be white. And then he sent me the license plate ones also. So I'm gonna replace the license plate ones here and the rest. I probably won't get to these ones today, but I will get the license plate ones in quick. I highly doubt this will pick up on camera, guys, but I can already tell this side, I guess you can see it. See how, if you look here, this is blue and this is white. I hated this blue tint of this one, it drove me crazy. I wanted a bright white. So he actually, his memory was that good, the owner. He remembered that I mentioned that I didn't really like the blue, and on this time around, he sent me these just of kindness. So I do appreciate it. Again, LED guys, I'm gonna go ahead and swap this one out, and then I gotta do the dash yet. I'm gonna probably do that in another episode though. On that note, guys, I'm done with this video. Thank you very much for tuning in today. As usual, I'm gonna tidy up the last few things on this, and then I'm gonna switch over. I get some stuff I gotta help Sean Stevens with. You guys are gonna really enjoy that video. We fix a ton of shit on his GSX and stuff that I didn't even know could go wrong. Car's quite interesting. I've never worked on an all-wheel drive car before. They're definitely 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. But as usual, guys, thank you very much. Check out the Facebook, Instagram, webpage. You know what to do. Thank you guys very much, and I will talk to you later. Peace!